So revision, that goes on for hours at a time. I know you sometimes you skip meals because you want to get all those chapters revised.
Yes,
What
that
does drafting
happens.
look like?
Drafting is definitely more chunked out. So I, the way it works for me is I won't start a story when I have an idea. I'll go for walks. I'll start thinking about the characters. I'll start playing around with like this other book that I'm excited to write. I have ideas and they're like whooshing in my head, but I can't write anything yet. They're too esoteric. They're not concrete enough. I don't know the characters well enough. And if I were to sit down and start writing, it would be forced. It's got to be like I like to cook. They need to marinate. Like the ideas just need to marinate a bit before they're ready. And then when I sit down, I map out a very rough outline. I am not a big outliner. I just have ideas that I put down, like something great happens here. And then I start to write. And as I write, I fill in my outline. And so what I do if I'm writing a draft is I'll write, and then if I'm at either my brain is just fried or I have to stop writing for some reason, I'll write myself notes for the next day so that when I'm starting, I'm not starting from like zero. I'm starting from like, these were the breadcrumbs that I left yesterday for you. So for me. So that's what I do. And then when I start writing something new, I will only allow myself to go back to the chapter before the last chapter I wrote and read that and then write from there. Because if I went back to the beginning, I would just spend all the time. I know my first draft, it stinks. It's like, I tell the kids, it's like Swiss cheese. It stinks and it's got lots of holes. If I went back every time I sat down to write my first draft, I went back to the beginning, I'd get nothing done because I know it stinks. I just have to get to the end and then I can go back and make it great, hopefully.
Plus, you'll polish the tremendous subplot and get it perfect that eventually you're going to have to cut anyway.
Right. I mean, you got to kill your darlings. You got to ditch a lot of the first 30 pages I often have to ditch because my book starts on page 31. I just needed to write the first 30 pages to kind of get there. You know, like they were important to write. They're just not important to keep, which is something I've definitely had to learn.